John McCain tomorrow?
Yes.
Public polling out today. Guess who's leading by 9 points in New Hampshire? John McCain.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Good to hear John. Although it feels very nicely and warm in this room. And it's good to see a lot of old faces. I wish I were going to be the nominee. This guy is the one that's going to be the nominee because he can win in the fall of 2008.
Yes.
He is a pro-life voting record of 24 years. He has been a solid pro-life guy for a long period of time. He has national credentials. I don't care if there's another governor from a northeastern state that's accused of not having national security credentials. This is the guy. He can lead.
Yes.
He can do it. He has done it. He knows foreign policy. He knows these issues that are critical right now, and they're critical all the time, but they're coming to the surface in Pakistan. And here's a guy that's been to Waziristan. Here's a guy that knows and knew Prime Minister Bhutto and knows Musharraf. And we don't need now a time period where you got to educate somebody on the job on foreign policy. We need somebody that's already taken the measure of these individuals. And this is a guy, if you're against pork barrel spending, he invented that, being against pork barrel. He was there at the outset, inventing being against it. Many people in the Senate have felt his wrath against pork barrel spending. As president, they'll feel his pen against pork barrel spending. Get behind him. Tomorrow night's a big night. We really need you to get out and push people for John McCain because he's the guy that can win. And then ultimately, for me, the thing I'm most concerned about is the Supreme Court. And he can get us judges that want to be judges and not legislators on the bench.
Yes.
He voted and supported for that type. He'll continue to push for that type. Strict constructionist. And that's what we need if we're going to get this nation back on the right track for sure. One of the key things is the justices, and they'll do it. I'm glad to be here to support my friend, the next president of the United States, John McCain.
Yes. Go, John.
Thank you, John. It's great to be in my neighboring state of Iowa, and I have to say that most people who travel to Iowa from South Dakota don't come to Iowa to escape the cold weather. We have plenty of that in South Dakota, and it's cold here, but we're going to need a big, warm turnout tomorrow night for John McCain. And I'm here for two reasons. One is I respect and appreciate the important role that Iowans play in the presidential nominating process. Tomorrow night is your moment of truth. You're the first ones to choose, and you can send a message to the rest of this country with the choice that you make tomorrow night. And I'm here because I believe that when you go tomorrow night, and I would encourage you, and I would ask you, I'm not going to tell you because I know you don't tell Iowans, I'm a Midwestern too, but ask you to go out tomorrow night to caucuses and support Senator John McCain to be our nominee for the presidency of the United States. I think it's important for a lot of reasons, but I have the privilege and the opportunity to serve, as Lindsay does, with Senator McCain on the Armed Services Committee. I've also had the opportunity to travel with him to some places around the world that you could probably characterize as hotspots. I've been to Iraq with him a couple of times. I've been to Afghanistan, Pakistan, Israel, Jordan, places like that. And what I can tell you from having traveled the world, and one is he's like the Energizer Bunny. He works people half his age into the ground, including myself. But the other thing I can tell you that I've learned is that no one is more respected by the leaders and our allies around the world than the Senator John McCain. No one is more beloved and admired and trusted by our men and women in uniform than the Senator John McCain. And no one, is more feared by our adversaries around the world than the Senator John McCain. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a very dangerous world. When you live in a dangerous world, you want a leader who can step into the Oval Office on day one and take the reins of leadership of this country and continue to protect Americans and to preserve our freedoms and America's place in the world. That person is Senator John McCain. That is why I'm in Iowa, and I'm going to ask you again, turn out tomorrow night for caucuses and make sure that this great American hero, and my friend, becomes the next president of the United States. Thank you. Good God bless you. Thank you, John.
Call me old-fashioned, I think foreign policy experience matters. And if it does matter, the choice will be easy. I think being commander-in-chief is the most important job anybody can have in our country. And if you know a better candidate than John McCain for commander-in-chief, speak up. Okay? Deal done. We need momentum. Y'all work very hard. This is a caucus state. I don't begin to understand how you do it out here. But I do know that you will affect how things happen in other places. So to those of you who a cold night for a good man, God bless you. Send as much momentum as you can. And John, when you get to South Carolina this time, we're going to close the deal. Right there.
Yes.
Friends, a number of months ago, in fact, several times we have been declared dead. But the fact is that now, a number of months ago, when I said, this is a Petraeus strategy, this is what's got to work, this is what we've got to support, there were many experts who said John McCain's political career is over. And I accepted that. I said I would much rather lose a campaign than lose a war. But also, every once in a while, my dear friends, you have an experience that puts everything in the proper priority in the proper place in one's life. And this one happened to me last August. I was at a town hall meeting in Wilkesboro, New Hampshire. A woman stood up at the town hall meeting and said, Senator McCain, I want you to do me a favor. And that favor is I wish you would do me a bracelet with my son's name on it. Stanley. Matthew was 22 years old. He was killed in combat outside of Baghdad just before Christmas last year. I said I would be honored to wear this bracelet with Matthew Stanley's name on it. And then she said, Senator McCain, I want you to promise me one thing. She said, I want you to promise me that you'll do everything in your power to make sure that my son's death is not in vain. And my dear friends, I would do that for Matthew Stanley's mother and every other family member that I can. I will love and cherish these young Americans, and I will keep them out of harm's way. And I will only send them in harm's way when it's absolutely necessary. And I will lead this nation, and we will win this battle we're in, and we will never surrender, and they will. And I'll be so proud of the United States of America and the men and women who are serving. Thank you very much. And God bless you.
Yes.